Ele é o fundador de nada mais, nada menos do que uma das mais importantes agências digitais de Amsterdão. A Achtung tem vindo a desafiar os limites da publicidade, criando o inesperado na área digital e interativa, fundindo TV, internet, papel e tablet. O diretor criativo e fundador da Achtung, Mervyn Ten Dam.
Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. Who's into fishing? Nobody? Really? Am I at the wrong conference? Nobody into fishing here? Okay, then I need to go. Well, let's talk about some other stuff then. Question for you because you're talking. Hello? How many times do you think you look at your phone every day? You don't have a phone? Wow. 20? More? It's 150 times. Average. Every one of you. If you sit behind this nice fancy MacBook of yours, you're doing some work, how many times on average do you think you check your email? 10? Per hour, I have to say, to be more specific. It's 30 times every 2 fucking minutes. And then, when you go on Facebook, how many pieces of content do you think you can scroll through? Videos, pictures, posts, whatever. Made for you. It's 1,200. Mark told me that. The thing is that technology has changed our brains a little bit. Because the more connected we are, did you saw the nice animation? It took me years. The less attention we have. And for a creative agency, that's quite a thing. Because we like to ask attention. The name of our company is called Achtung. And actually that's called warning or come on, be with me in German. Did you know that the last 10 years, each of our brains, not mine, but more yours, has changed a bit, and that our average concentration span, due to all this stuff, has gone from 12 to 8 seconds. I have another nice animation, watch. The fact is, we're slowly turning into this little creature over there. Our concentration span currently is less than a goldfish. And there's a name for that. The goldfish syndrome. Being bored very easily as well as being easily amused, anything will catch your attention, so you lose your train of thought. That and you have the attention span of a goldfish. And the thing is that all media is adapting to that. This video, which is a fucking screenshot of an e-commerce site, has had 1.4 million views. Can you imagine? Thanks. I cannot dance, sorry. So imagine you have a company called Taco Bell, and you sell these lousy little tacos for 99¢. You're currently competing with these guys who are also into tiny, cheap tortillas, or in this case, burritos. And these guys are not commercial, but they are on the same Facebook wall as the guys from Taco Bell. Have a look. If Taco Bell would have been as creative as these guys who just run a YouTube channel, they might have had a quite nice viral, which in the end this one is. I have some secret ingredients for you, how to catch goldfishes. 3. First, you need a very strong bait. You remember, less than 7 seconds concentration span. So, no longer than a tweet. If you cannot describe your idea in a tweet, you're fucked. So you better think of it. 2, minimal interaction. I come from a digital background. I made experiences where I'd like to have people clicking for hours and hours and hours. Not anymore. Consider every click you ask, because people don't like to spend a lot of time with you. And the last one, and that's a good one, we have more and more media. We don't only have lousy television, we have all kinds of social, we have Snapchat, we have Instagram, we have everything. So think of where to find those people. Enough theory, because I want to show you a lot of work and I don't want to talk too much. So he just got one. First case, I'll show you some work from my company as well as others. So, do you know this brand? Guys, it's a bacon brand. It's called Oscar Mayer. It's a German bacon brand. And look what they did. For all the bacon lovers, new bacon alarm clock app sounds and smells like sizzling bacon. They put it out, an app, which you could, not only an app actually, but an extension of your iPhone, which was an alarm clock. And if you would wake up, you would smell the smell of bacon. And this is actually really true. And what they did is they made a super nice movie with it. Have a look.
When imagination blossoms, only this scent will guide you to your greatest awakening. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. To the morning of your dreams. Only from Oscar Mayer.
You know, what they actually did, they made 5 of these things, you know, and you could win it in a sort of prize draw. But the story around is much bigger because everybody was thinking like, is this true, is this real? It was real. You could actually win them. And some lessons for this case, you know, the curiosity, what the fuck is this, a bacon-smelling alarm clock, you know? Relativation and humor, don't try to be serious about bacon, you know, it's bacon. And interaction, set a fucking alarm. Smart media, all men likes to be fancy with their new gadget stuff as well, so they're smart in trying to tap into that. So besides of this funny case, there's quite some good thinking. Next up, Porsche. Porsche is a client of us. Yeah, it's a lousy car, but we have to deal with it. And they asked us to come up with an introduction idea for this car, the Macan. Have you seen it already? Yeah, it's a small Cayenne. And it has the same problem as the Cayenne, because every Porsche lover will say a Cayenne is not a real Porsche, because there's only one real Porsche, it's a 911, it's a sports car, another SUV. So it has a bit of an image problem. So we had to make sure that this is as good as it gets when it comes to driving Porsche as the 911. So we said, you know, the brand Porsche is so big, if I ask any of you, would you like to drive a Porsche, your first question would probably be, well, I don't mind. So we just asked that question, and we put it a bit further. Do you dare to trade your current car for any Porsche? Blind. You don't pay anything, we just get your keys and you get our keys. And it's brand new, but you don't know which model. Have a look.
The new Porsche Macan is a small, agile SUV. Being a bit of an unexpected model from a brand famous for its sports cars, we were asked to make sure the Macan was still perceived as a true Porsche. Tapping into the power of the brand, we asked the simple question, would you switch your car for a Porsche you haven't seen yet? Introducing Porsche Blind Trade. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for people to trade their car for an unknown Porsche. A simple entering mechanism rewarded courage. The earlier you traded, the greater your chance. To keep people curious, we revealed typical Porsche details of the Macan every second day, which made people speculate on what model it was. In the first hour, after only having seen a logo, over 2,500 people traded their car. And as the reveal unfolded, more dared to follow, with drivers of more exotic models joining in, trading everything from Lamborghinis to Ladas. At the end, we surprised the ballsiest trader with his new Macan. And as a nice benefit, Porsche got in touch with over 1,500 potential new Porsche owners. But more important, we ensured that behind its SUV looks, the Macan is nothing but a true Porsche.
You know, this case was quite tricky because the biggest discussion we had with the client was like, when we say you want to trade your car to a Porsche, we get all kind of lousy cars. Of course, you know, it would be €1,000, €2,000, and we won't get in the guys that drive a car that's worth 50k or plus. And so what we did is come up with a bit of a smart way to use all the fans that cannot afford a Porsche to sort of create a bit of a hype. There was a lot of people that just trading in their car, twittering all around, "Play man, come on! I want to have this Porsche," and then back it up with a smart targeted media campaign. So this is the fishing grounds story for people who could afford, and people are super curious. So they spent, in a period of 8 weeks, they spent about 7 minutes average looking at which model they actually traded their car in. Because if you trade your car, you better want to know what it is. So they were super interested in what it was, and so we could tell a lot about the Macan. The catch, as you saw in the video already, it's no bullshit. These are real numbers. In the first hour, we got 3 cars per second traded in. We teased it a bit. We did some movies and stuff, and we got 72 million worth of cars traded in, you know, as of today. And we got this car and we got this car here. Look, the guy here. This is in Dutch. I will translate it for you. If you change a Ferrari for a Porsche, you must be crazy, but, well, let Porsche convince me that I make the right decision. He traded in a Testarossa, and we called the guy because we didn't believe it, and we checked his number plate, and it was actually true. The guy didn't win because he traded in too late. Only people who traded in very early made a chance, but still, it's interesting. Some learnings from this case. You know, you can use the mass to reassure exclusivity. Like I said, you know, let a lot of people talk about the brand, so the people that can afford it feel very important and feel like I can be the man that drives a Porsche. People are very curious, and if you stimulate curiosity, you can slowly feed it, and you can really sort of, yeah, give them the stuff they want. And then the last one, I hope you saw it a bit in the video. For a brand as Porsche, it's so important that it looks fucking good. We spent a lot of time in crafting all the 3D animations. It was like a big sculpture. So, yeah, make it good. Just like the guy from Glassworks was telling, it's so important to not just have an idea and then just lousy execute it, because you will lose half, if not more.